Welcome back everybody to the second part of the coffee cup tutorial. In this part we will worry about the shading, so we will texture the cup and we will render it. So the first thing we want to do is go to the shading tab and then right click where these two little arrows appear, click join areas and drag over like that. Join areas and drag. Now we can select the bottom part of the cup and just create a new material. I'll call it cup and I will add in some reference. So I'll right click where these two little arrows are and press vertical split, split it right here. Go to image editor. If you can't see that, you can scroll with your mouse wheel in this bar and then press open. And I've linked this image in the description. So what we will want to do is add random noise. So I'll type in noise, so noise texture, and drag the factor out into a color ramp and then plug the color into the color. I'll change the detail to 5 and the roughness to 1 and the scale to 11. I will click on this black, stop, click on the black and click on this eyedropper and just select a random part of my cup. Select the white part, eyedropper, and just a random part. So we have the general color of the cup. I'll drag this in to make more contrast and I'll place the value to somewhere like here, and on the other one I will place the value somewhere here, and that's pretty good. Then I will add a bump texture, so I'll drag it out and type in bump and go down here to height and then plug this normal into the normal and set the strength to 0.03. Now I will select the lid and create a new material, plastic. I will turn the roughness down to 0.3 and add a noise texture. I'll plug the noise texture in a bump node and into the height and plug that into the normal. Then I'll put the strength down to 0.01. Now is a good time to save the project. You can go to File and Save. Quick side note. If you want to add this detail at the bottom of the cup, you can select the cup, go into edit mode and press Ctrl R, left click, move it down, select free for face select mode and press Ctrl plus to select all of this. Then press Alt E and select extrude faces along normals. Then slide 2 loop cuts to the edges. And then again select this face and press Ctrl plus 4 times, and under the material tab add a new material and select your plastic and then click assign. Okay, you can scroll here and go to rendered view mode, and what we want to do now is add environment lighting. So we can select this box that says object and select world instead, and then press Shift A and type an environment texture and plug the color into the color. It's pink now because there's no image in it, so you press open, and there's one of two ways to do this. The first way is to go to your program files, to your Blender Foundation, and then go to Blender 4.2 or whatever version you're using, and then again, and then to data files, studio lights, world, forest. And that will import a nice HDRI. What you could do instead is type in Polyhaven, hit enter, go to the website, go to browse HDRIs, and then type in forest, and that will get you a lot of nice forest HDRIs. Now you might notice that there is clipping occurring here, so to fix that we can press G and Z, and with Shift held down we can move it up very slightly like this, and then also on the top here are some shading bugs. We can select free for face select mode and then hold Alt and select this edge and Shift select this edge. Turn off proportional editing, press S, Z and 0 to flatten everything, and then go back to the layout tab. Now we can add a plane. Press 1 for side view, press GZ to move it down. Now I can precisely move it, press GZ and hold shift. Now I can press S and type in 10 and hit enter. And then I can go to edit mode, 2 for edge select mode, select this edge and press G, X and hold Control. And when there's 4 meters in the top left, left click. Press E and Z to extrude it up. Select this edge again and press Control B and bevel it like this at maybe 20 segments like this. Okay, now we want to add a color to this background. So you can select it and go back to Object and click New for new material and call it Background. And now you can press Shift A, search for Gradient and use a gradient texture, plug the color into the base color. And would you look at that? If it's not turned the correct way, you can select this node and press Ctrl T. If Ctrl T doesn't work, you can go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons and search for Node Wrangler and enable it. And then you can mess with the Z rotation. If it is rotated like this, you can rotate it 90 degrees, either minus or plus, to achieve this result. Now I want to add a color ramp to change the gradient colors. So I'll search for ramp and plug this in. Change this type from linear to easing and color ramp type to ease. And now I just want to make everything black like this and select a nice color. So I will take something red. Okay. And then I will go to this hex tab and copy this with Ctrl C and paste it in here. Ctrl V. Okay, and now I will change the value to be brighter and the hue to be more yellow. Now I will press Shift A and add a camera. Press 0 to go into camera view and press N and under view select camera to view. And now I will just scroll out and position my camera somewhere like here. And now I will again press N and deselect camera to view. Selecting this gradient, change this X location value to move the gradient further back while holding Shift. And if this doesn't work with X, your scene might be rotated to Y, so you can try out the Y. And now I will also drag this value up a little bit. And I will select 3D viewport at the right here, scroll and change it to this mode. Now go back to world and set the HDRI strength to 0.1. Now press Shift A and under light add a sun. Now you can press R and X to rotate the sun like this. And I want to have a shadow that falls like that, and then I will press R and Z to rotate it a little bit in that direction. And I will, with the sun selected, go to this light bulb icon and change the strength to 3.2. And then I will change the color to have a little bit of saturation, something like 0.38 as a hue and 0.39 as a saturation. Now I will go to this icon and change the render mode from EV to cycles. And you can pause the rendering right here. This right shadow side is a little bit too dark for me. So I will want to add a white plane here which reflects the light back to fill in this dark side. So I will press Shift A and add a plane. Press G and Y to move it to there. And R, X, 90 to rotate it 90 degrees. Then I'll press S and scale it up like this. And now you will see that this shadow side gets much lighter. I will move this a little bit further back, somewhere like there. And then I will reposition my camera a bit. We can check in the render tab under color management by changing this view transfer from AGX to false color. And now we can see if it is red, it's really illuminated. And if it's white, we are losing detail, but it's not even red, so we are fine. And we can change it back to AGX. Okay, and now we can ignore these viewport sampling settings, but go to the render settings and put max samples at 256 and noise threshold as 0.05, and then we can press render and render image. Okay, something went wrong. To cancel the render, we can press escape, and after a little while it will halt, and now we can close it safely. So we can select our image reference, which was still visible, and deselect it in the render, and then again hit render and render image. And now everything's fine and it looks good. Okay, thanks for watching until the end, and I will see you in the next video.